Before the first light flared across eternity, there was only silence. No sound, no movement, no star. Only an awareness so full it needed nothing, yet overflowed into everything. That awareness is what the mystics called I Am. Out of that stillness came a breath, and from that breath, the word. This is the story of that first vibration, the sound before sound, the echo that still hums within you. Close your eyes. Listen beneath the ordinary noise of the world. Beneath the heartbeat, beneath thought itself, there is a soft hum, a living silence. It is not emptiness, it is potential unspoken. Goldsmith called it the infinite invisible. He said, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was consciousness knowing itself." Science calls it vibration. Mystics call it creation. Both point to the same unseen song. When a musician lifts his bow before the first note, the hall is silent, yet the music already exists in consciousness. When you stand before the blank canvas, the painting is already alive within awareness. That moment before expression is the word before creation. It is the power of I Am preparing to speak itself into form. The ancient mystics said the universe began not with light, but with sound, the sacred tone, the Aum, the breath of God. Light is only sound slowed to visibility. Form is vibration become shape. Every atom sings, every star vibrates with that original resonance. You are listening to it now, the hum of being. Goldsmith taught that before you pray, you must become still, for true prayer is not asking, it is hearing. In that hearing, the word speaks itself through you. He called it the activity of the Christ. It is the moment awareness utters, "Let there be." Imagine a child sleeping. A mother bends close and whispers her name. The sound wakes the child, not by force but by recognition. So too the universe awakens each time consciousness speaks the word within itself. Let's bring this down to life. One morning a man sits quietly, weighed by confusion about his purpose. He stops thinking and simply listens. In that listening, a sentence rises inside him. Be a light where you stand. No thunder, no vision, just a sentence. He follows it, and his entire life realigns. That inner whisper is not imagination. It is the word moving through form. Goldsmith said, "The still small voice is the voice of creation itself." Every time you heed that voice, the universe recreates itself in harmony around you. Silence is the womb of the word. The word is the child of silence, and both are you. Before any manifestation appears, before healing, success, or insight, the word is spoken within the invisible. It might feel like intuition, peace, or a sudden knowing. Then the outer follows as naturally as dawn follows night. The spoken word echoes the unspoken truth. I am. Science now whispers the same story. Physicists have discovered that the universe hums with background radiation, a faint music from the first instant of creation. They call it the cosmic microwave background. Goldsmith would have smiled. The word that was in the beginning still speaks. You and I live within that vibration. Every cell in your body vibrates at a precise frequency. When you think fear, the tone contracts. When you rest in love, the tone expands. Creation responds to tone, not thought. The word before creation is the pure tone of consciousness before it divides into me and mine. Think of a singer holding a perfect note. If she worries about hitting it, the tone shakes. When she forgets herself, the tone flows effortlessly. That effortless note is the word before creation. Unself-conscious, complete. When you act from that space, everything you touch carries harmony. Goldsmith wrote, "All power is in the stillness that speaks." He did not mean a voice with sound waves, but the silent declaration of being that vibrates reality into order. In healing, he would sit quietly until he heard that inner assurance, not words, but knowing. Then harmony appeared. The same power is in you, it never left. Let me share a story. A woman lost her sight after an accident. For months she struggled, praying for restoration. One day she stopped asking and simply rested in awareness. She said later, "In that quiet, I felt a pulse of light behind my eyes, as if something was saying, 'I am the light.'" Weeks later, partial vision returned. Doctors called it regeneration. She called it revelation. The word had moved again, not as sound, but as vibration of truth. Before any transformation, there is always a pause, a holy hush. When the heart stops arguing, the word arises. It is not emotional or dramatic. It is serene, inevitable. The more you trust that hush, the more life unfolds by grace. Goldsmith warned that many try to use the word, but the word uses us. It speaks when we are quiet enough to let it. We don't command, we consent. And in that consent, miracles appear ordinary. Now, listen deeply. The same vibration that created galaxies hums in your heartbeat. The pulse in your veins is the rhythm of creation remembering itself. Every breath you take is the echo of "let there be." You are the word continuing to speak. Pause right now and feel the silence behind this sentence. That silence is alive. If you could translate it into language, it would say, "I am the breath before speech, the life before form, the soundless sound." When you sit in meditation, don't seek visions or signs. Listen for the vibration. It may appear as warmth, as peace, as gentle radiance. That is the word before creation awakening in awareness. It doesn't need your approval, it only asks your attention. Every genuine insight comes from this source. Scientists call it inspiration, poets call it muse, mystics call it the word. It is the same movement through different instruments. Think of the morning after a storm. The air is clear, birds begin to sing, sunlight filters through clouds. That stillness after turbulence is nature remembering the original tone. You too return to that tone whenever you stop struggling. The storm of thought clears and the eternal word speaks again. Peace, be still. The word before creation has no language, yet all languages arise from it. When you say, "I am," you speak its essence. Every affirmation that follows is secondary. The power is in the root, "I am." When Moses asked for God's name, the answer was, "I am that I am." That was not a description. It was the vibration itself. Goldsmith said, "When you declare 'I am,' you are standing at the center of creative power. To add anything after it is to shape the tone." Say "I am sick," and you distort it. Say "I am whole," and you let it sing. But the highest practice is to say nothing, to rest as the pure "I am." That silence is the word before all words. A simple practice. Each morning before thought begins, pause and whisper inwardly, "I am." Not "I am something," only "I am." Feel the vibration. Let it spread through the body, through the room, through the horizon. Do this for a few minutes. You'll notice life begins to answer differently. The day flows instead of pushing. That is the unseen force translating into the spoken word. There is a story told of a sculptor who carved angels from marble. When asked how he created them, he said, "I see the angel in the stone, and I remove what isn't it." That is how the word works through you. It reveals what already is by removing the noise that hides it. You don't create light, you uncover it. You don't manifest peace, you hear it. Goldsmith called this spiritual realization through listening. He wrote, "All creation begins in stillness. The word is heard and form follows." Even modern science echoes. Before the Big Bang there was symmetry, perfect silence, then vibration broke it, birthing time and space. Your meditation repeats that moment. Each time you become still, you recreate the universe. So the next time life feels chaotic, remember, you are not the noise. You are the silence hearing it. You are the word before the thought. When you remember this, chaos loses its power. Order returns naturally, Because the tone realigns. Every healing, every act of love, every true insight is the word remembering itself through form. You don't make it happen, you witness it happening. Goldsmith once said, "The kingdom of God is not in words, but in the word." He meant that sacred texts, chants, prayers, all are symbols. The living power is the vibration of awareness itself. When you rest in that vibration, even your silence blesses the world. People feel peace around you and don't know why. Because the word is speaking through your presence. At last, every sound returns to the silence that bore it. Every wave returns to the ocean. Every spoken word dissolves back into the unspoken. So it is with life and death, with creation and dissolution. The word speaks, the universe blooms, the word rests, and all is well. Take a deep breath. Feel the stillness between heartbeats. That is the space where God speaks. Not as thunder, not as command, but as gentle knowing. I am, before light, before thought, before form. Stay there for a moment. Let that vibration wash through you. It will guide without words, heal without reason, and create without effort. Because that is what the word does. So when you hear silence tonight, do not fill it. Listen. Within it, the universe is still singing the first song, the soundless sound of I am. You were there before it began, you are it now, and you will be there when the last echo fades. Be still, and know. You are the word before creation.